It's Song Talk Radio with Michael, Neil, Phil, and the gang.
Welcome to Song Talk Radio, the show with songwriters talking to other songwriters about the craft of songwriting. We share tips, tools, makeup tips, and techniques, and together we all become better at writing songs. I'm your host, Mike Proudfoot, and with me are the other members of the Song Talk Radio Action Team. And you can also get the posable figures now and bobbleheads. My co-hosts, Phil Emery. Hello, Phil. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm glad to hear that. Now heading up our East Coast office, Song
That's
Talk,
right.
which is wonderful. And our other co-host, the man with the plan, Neil Modi. Hello, Neil.
I am the man with the plan, only I'm not sure what the plan is.
Well, as long as you have one. Yeah, as long as you have one, that's the main thing.
I have it.
Yeah. And to our listeners, during the show, please feel free to send your comments and questions to @SongTalkRadio on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, or email us at feedback@songtalk.ca, and we will share your comments with the rest of our audience. And you can also visit us at songtalk.ca to find out how you can be a guest on the show. Now, we have a wonderful guest tonight, but before we proceed to the main event, Neil, would you care to tell us about this Song Talk Challenge that we're inviting people to participate in?
Yes, I would care. So if you guys have been listening to the podcast lately, you know that our 2022 edition of our Song Talk Challenge, Songwriting Challenge, is well underway. And this year we decided to solicit title suggestions from our audience. And then we got a whole bunch of them. We picked the title, "Why Do You Cry?" where the question mark is optional. And the three of us are going to share our answers to the challenge in a few weeks, several weeks. And then, and of course, we invite our listeners to send us their answers to the challenge. Write a song called "Why Do You Cry?" and send it to us at feedback@songtalk.ca. And similar to what we did last year, we'll do as many episodes as you guys send us songs for, where we showcase your songs and answers to the challenge, and talk a little bit about them. So if you send us a recording of your song, send us an MP3, a lyric sheet, chords if you like, and a little paragraph about your songwriting process behind the challenge, and we'll be sure to feature your song on the podcast. So have you guys made any progress?
Not really since the last time, though I did look at it today and play it and think, I should change that, but I didn't actually do anything.
It's always good, yeah.
Phil, how are you coming? See, Phil, as I think regular listeners know, has moved, and so he's still, you don't have your furniture yet, do you?
You don't have your studio.
I actually got an email asking about what the status was. So we've been here for 2 weeks. Basically, we got here 2 weeks ago. And I put a little tracker in our luggage, and it's still in sort of around St. John's, New Brunswick at the moment. But
New Brunswick, yeah.
St. John.
Yeah.
Yes. So we left 3 weeks ago. It took us about a week to get here. And we still don't have anything. So I have basically nothing. It's been very interesting. When we're done dinner, there's really nowhere else to go because we have no couch. We have nothing to do, sit on apart from like a very good blow-up mattress, but that's about it. So
okay, so what we'll do is on the songtalk.ca website, we're going to post Phil's address, and we'd like, if any of you have inflatable furniture or things like that, please email them. Send them to Phil. Emailing them won't
didn't
work.
you bring a guitar with you, Phil?
I did bring a guitar, so we do have a guitar. So I can.
There you go. So I was going to suggest you do the Song Talk Challenge with a cappella, but you can do it the old-fashioned way. Acoustic guitar.
Get a start on it.
Yeah.
And Phil, before we get to our fabulous guest tonight, do you have anything else that you wanted to bring up? Anything from the world of music news? Or
I do not.
A complaint about the way you've been treated by
Well,
society?
no, there's always that.
All right, then we will move along. Tonight on Song Talk, we have a ray of positivity and good vibes. We have Vancouver-based singer-songwriter Sara Tolle, who creates warm, energetic music that's marked by a trusting openness. She delivers pieces that are simple and accessible, yet empowering and fiercely immersive. They sound great. You will hear themes of encouragement, acceptance, tolerance, and peace in her eclectic pop compositions, which blend house beats, sweeping orchestral sounds, old-time banjo folk, and even a little bit more. Although Sara was only discovered as a singer-songwriter last year, her 4 singles have already garnered upwards past 240,000 streams. So she says her mission with music is to revitalize and heal, to help people love themselves and those around them. And my goodness, I think we could all use a bit of that. That sounds wonderful. Welcome to Song Talk, Sara.
Woo, thank you.
Now, just going to listen to a little bit of the song of yours we're going to talk about tonight.
Where is the place you go, where you swear you believe you must wander all alone? I am right here calling your name, and you don't know. You're rushing in circles. I will stay through the storm. I will not hurt you. Fight for you. Fight.
And that would be Fight for You, which we'll hear in its entirety a little bit later. So welcome to Song Talk, Sara. And first off, I want to ask you, you just started the singer-songwriter business? You just got into the racket? What sort of musical training do you have, or what prompted this leap into the great wide open of singer-songwriting?
That is a great question. It's kind of one of those, maybe you're the same way. You've done it your whole life and you also haven't. I grew up playing piano. We had an old piano in the barn, from the barn. It might have been my great grandpa's or something. It was old. All the keys were all chipped. But anyways, I grew up plunking around on that, and I had a family who really helped and supported artists. So a lot of us learned instruments or learned how to sing, participated in community choirs and stuff. But I didn't really see myself as a solo singer. I didn't really have the voice. I guess I didn't get picked for stuff. I don't know. So being a musician was not my goal, just a fun thing I did. But last year, I don't know, I just started accumulating equipment. It kind of just happened to me. You get a microphone, get a piano, and pretty soon you start recording things, and then you think, what am I going to do with this? So it just kind of came to a head one day, and I sent it to a producer.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a question of you weren't doing it, you just weren't being public about it.
Yeah, I didn't really take it seriously in the sense that it wasn't my goal to publish music. And it really wasn't until after I spoke with the producer, Ovi, and I said, let's hire a singer because I don't really have the voice for it. And then he said, no, sounds good. You could just sing it. You could be a singer. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what? And then the decision got made at that point.
And when you say you started taking it more seriously, is that from a songwriting craft point of view or from a business point of view, or both?
From a logistics, it's all right, let's publish this and actually learn how to distribute music and open up some social media accounts so I can have a place to relate with fans and stuff like that. Prior to that, I'd always written songs. I'd always wrote them down, or I'd write them all the time when I was walking around. And it's just, for me, it was just thinking. It's just how I think would be sometimes singing, or yeah.
And before you weren't getting feedback on your songs from a songwriting circle or something like that, or friends or anything like that? Nothing? Really?
No, it just kind of lived up in my mind.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you have that where you just kind of write songs just, as you walk around and do stuff in life?
Yeah.
In bits and pieces for sure.
Rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you find the producer?
Google. I was trying to figure out who's the person that does the music stuff, because I didn't know at the time. I just knew that my mixing level Like I topped out. Like that's as good as I was going to get it, which was real bad. And I just started Googling like producer for music in Vancouver. And I clicked on the first Google result and that was this guy. So I got lucky.
Wow.
Vancouver
would you like to drop the name? Who is it you're working with?
Oh, I'm working with Ovi Bistrisanu. I think you say it. Oh, he calls himself Ovi, OVI. And he mostly works a lot with Romanian artists. He's from Romania. And then he had a big chart topper at one point and launched more of an international producer career. And now he's based here in Vancouver.
And what's the process for you working with Ovi? You bring him songs and he elaborates on them, or does he give you feedback and you build the songs with his help, or how does it work?
Mostly I take in my finished work that I'm ready. It's, structured, it's written. Maybe I have, one lyric. Of course you have that one lyric you want to rewrite like the day of recording, but mostly it's done. Like I've got my piano recorded or my banjo recorded and my vocals and my harmonies, and I have a full demo track that I send in. But I have played around with some projects where I just wanted his, opinion, just want a second opinion on something before moving it forward and really investing my time into writing it. And we've had a couple where he's like, I don't know, I don't really see that one. It needs some more structure or something like that, and I'll take it off the table. But we're just starting to work a new process where I'm going to top line. So we're going to try that for the first time. And he'll make the track based on a concept, and I'll top line on top of it.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
So when you're doing it by yourself, are you lyrics first person or music first or all together?
Oh, good question. It's usually music first, and then I just sing like random words, just like just yeah, and then eventually words start to form.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does the concept for the song sort of like, do you find like words and then those words become the concept of the song?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Because the words sometimes, how you're writing and like just a word catches you, like a phrase, like, I don't know, like you never knew or something. You start saying, you never knew. And you're like, what is this song about? And you kind of discover it more than like think it up.
That's the same way I work. I've always worked that way. I've never started with lyrics. So I should try that as a change. But it's interesting how different people approach the songwriting process,
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I mean, the important thing is to figure out what works best for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you got a method and it's working for you, and of course that may change years from now or tomorrow, whatever, you can always change it up.
Different
but
methods
generally
produce different songs too.
Yeah, and you can produce very different songs by approaching it.
You start with beats, you might end up with a different song than if you started with a banjo.
Yeah.
Or
with a title, like our songwriting challenge.
Or with a title, like the songwriting. I'm curious, Sara, about the decision to take it seriously, to make songwriting your business to a certain degree. Was there a moment where you got feedback, or you did something click and you went, I should take myself more seriously, or I should take this out in the world or something? Was there a moment like that? Or?
Yeah, I mean, there was probably like a triple hit. It was when it was first sending in the tracks to the producer, and he listened to the demo and said, like, I'll take this on. And I was like, oh, I actually think this is a pretty good producer. Like, and I'm a total noob. Like, this guy works on like studio albums and stuff. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. So there was that little bump of confidence. And then the second bump definitely came when I heard his mixed version for the first time. And I was like, that's what they can do with the software. It sounds completely different. Like, I sound amazing. I can sing on pitch. Like, this is great. I can be a singer. So that was mind blowing. If I had like $1,000 to just give to every aspiring songwriter or something, I would just say, like, get it professionally mixed, because your perspective of yourself completely changes. And then hearing his feedback was like, very empowering.
Since you just started this a year ago, you started this in the middle of a pandemic where playing live wouldn't even be an option. But so I'm assuming you never went out and like played your songs to an open mic or anything like that before?
No, I'm too scared. I'm just too scared. But I busked a tiny bit on the sidewalk just to get used to it. It's like, because you have to like keep your brain on straight when you play in public. It's like a whole new skill. So yeah, I've started playing in front of people, but I'm still working up the courage to do an open mic.
What instrument do you play when you busk?
Banjo.
Banjo.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Do you write on the banjo or do you write on the piano?
The song that we heard a snippet of, it's hard to imagine that on banjo. But
yeah, it doesn't really work. Gotta figure that one out.
Do you write on banjo ever? Or do you write on piano? Yeah?
I write on both. The banjo ends up being more volume of songs because I can take it with me more places. So I just play it more.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I write a lot of my songs on both. Right now, about half my songs are piano based and half of them are banjo based in terms of what I'm publishing.
Did they ever flip in the middle of the writing process? Like you started on banjo, but you didn't think to yourself, this would be better as a piano song?
Yeah, I've done that. Also, my piano skills are better than my banjo skills because I just started banjo like last year. So if I need it to be a little more complicated sounding, I'll just move it to piano.
Yeah. You start using weird chords or something.
Yeah. Like I don't know how to do anything but like major chords on the banjo. So all my sad songs have to be on piano.
Which kind of fits with that with the happy tone of the music.
That's true.
It's pretty basic. Yeah.
Do you have any kind of aha moments, sort of like moments of clarity when you've started working with a producer that you sort of understood songwriting in a kind of a new way from being just sort of a beginner, although you'd been doing it for a long time, so you weren't really a beginner.
That's such a good question. I think it's what I think. I don't know who said it before. It might have been Neil. That was like, figure out what works for you. And I got lucky. Ovi's a really great producer and an awesome artist, and creates an amazing atmosphere. And for me, it was just it was like I rediscovered and was reinforced for me that you just focus on being there, like be there in the emotion, just focus on that next beat and that next sound. And it was just really nice to know that like, that's all you have to do. There's no special secret club you have to get into in order to make something that you really like. It's just, you show up and you sing. It's quite nice.
Tell us about the process of Fight For You. How did that begin, and how did you work it out? And how did it go from you thinking of it in whatever form to what we will hear in a few minutes?
Yeah, that one was really interesting song. That one was labor. Woo. Some of them come out all at once, but that one did not. That one, I would play the piano chords, just a set of chords, that riff. I just really like the structure of that chord flow. So I played that over and over and over and over again. I just kind of let a melody come out vocally. So at least I got that done. And I remember I recorded a demo track just in the room on my phone with lyrics that made no sense. And I sent it to my mom because it just made me think of her. And I was like, what does this bring up for you imagery wise, or like turns of phrase or something? And she came up with that idea of, where is this place you go, this place where I cannot reach you, and I'm calling your name and I'm trying to help you. And it was really like her, like those poetic kind of prose phrases that started that idea of fighting for somebody who's just like not able to fight for themselves at that moment in the way that you want them to. And so I wrote the lyrics from there and then sent it into Ovi. He added all the cool like dubstep stuff.
Yeah, it sounds like the sound of that song is very, very interesting. It's a complex or kind of a heavy subject, and you talk about other. I don't know. You were introduced as being a ray of positivity. I mean, you talk about wanting to boost people through your music and to be positive. Is that something that directs the songs that you write, or is that something when you've written songs you realize, oh, these all are of a kind in this area? Which leads which?
Oh, definitely the second. I think the second, because I write a lot of music that's totally crass, and I probably won't publish it. I like to write a lot of really bad parodies and just stuff about like just bad stuff, real bad stuff. So I won't publish that usually because I'm like, that's for my own personal, like, haha, but I don't need to put that out into the world too much. So I definitely curate what I decide to publish.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll launch like a second brand that's separate. That's more of like a jokester brand. Yeah.
The cynical side. Songs or something.
Yes. Sarah's Bad Shanties album or something like that. Shanty songs. Yeah.
And what about this approach you seem to have? Because when you said you were the singer-songwriter thing for a year, when I heard your stuff, I presume that you came from like a musical theater background because your melodies have that kind of shape or shapes, and the introduction of the orchestral elements and things like that. I figured you came from some kind of a theater background, but I guess that's not
maybe
the case,
like I was a wolf in like Beauty and the Beast. Does that count? Yeah. Like I definitely grew up in choir, and I did a really nice. We had a great music program in school growing up. We had a really awesome a cappella choir, which I was in. So that was a really great experience, and I'd try to be in as many musicals as I could. Never as like a lead or anything, but just in the choir, of course. Then
but it infiltrates your creative process and the way you think about things.
I love animated soundtracks and musical soundtracks. My favorites. Just love them so much. So they seep into everything.
Yeah.
Nice. They're lovely. I love the simplicity of that type of music.
Cool. Yeah. Let's take a listen to Fight for You in its entirety. And just before we do, is there any particular part of it that you'd like us to notice? Is there like something that you're particularly proud of, or something you thought was really cool? Anything like that in it?
Nothing comes too much to the top of mind.
All right.
Yeah.
And we'll listen to it as a whole then.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Where is the place you go, where you swear you believe you must wander all alone? I am right here calling your name, and you don't know. I will lay out a course when you're rushing in circles. I will stay through the storm. I will not hurt you. So you flow.
Lovely. That's Fight For You by Sara Tolle. One of the things I like about this song is the variety in vocal rhythms. You know, the verses have their pace, and then there's, I guess, a pre-chorus or a part of the chorus, which is much more staccato, which then leads into the chorus itself, which is lovely and elongated, nice and sustained.
Legato.
It works very well. It really lets you know when the chorus arrives. Phil, what did you think?
It's really neat. The thing that struck me is the chorus, because it's like we're used to a certain kind of structure in choruses, and this kind of sort of plays against it. You have, like, the first Fight For You, and then you expect that line to repeat, but it actually goes into a variation, and then your ending of your line. Like, the chorus is actually quite short, which is really neat, because you're expecting to go, fight for you, fight for you, fight for you. I mean, that's sort of the standard, 2 or A-B, I guess, is what the kids are calling it these days. And but it doesn't do that, which is really interesting, because it kind of fights against that kind of a template, which is really interesting. I think it'd be very easy to sort of follow the template of doing those 2 lines and do maybe even 4 lines, 3, and then a variation on the last one. But it's you have the 1 line and it goes right into a variation. It's really cool.
Oh, interesting. I didn't even realize I did that. I see this song as pretty structured. So maybe subconsciously I was just, I was like, verse, bridge, chorus, verse, bridge, chorus, instrument break, verse, bridge, chorus.
Yeah.
And so maybe I was like, you know what, that's enough structure. Like, let's play with this a little bit.
That's neat.
Yeah.
How about you,
Neil, what do you think?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. The sections are, like the guys are saying, very clearly delineated. Verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and the 6/8 time gives it a really kind of nice, easy breezy rhythm and feel to it, because it's in some ways, in some respects, it is heavy subject matter, but the way you handle it is a little bit on the light side. Like there's nothing, there's no references to necessarily trauma or anything like really tough in there, right? Like it's kind of light. And I really like the a couple of the images, like steering to shore, help me row.
Yeah.
Right.
It started being this like boat analogy.
Yeah, the boat analogy pulls you from the boat so you float, kind of thing. Like it's nice. It's nice in the imagery, but at the same time, it's of course it's perfectly clear what the song is about. It's not like it's masked in imagery or anything like that. I too found the chorus kind of interesting, because the way you deliver the title right off the top with the big, huge money note, and it's really a long note, the fight for you. And it wouldn't have been my instinct to really pull out that line to start with. I would have thought to like at least deliver the title somewhere in the verse in a short way, so everyone knows what the title is, and then when you get to the chorus, you pull it out like that. It'd be kind of cool. But it's really a captivating chorus. Like it really holds your attention despite how simple it is. Right?
Yeah,
it really grabs you.
Nice and simple. I like simple, like memorable stuff. I think part of what made that doable too, that's not like super intrusive, was the way Obi mixed. Like the bridge has a lot of that like timpani drum, like the grrr, to like lead into it, so it doesn't sound so like all of a sudden. Just kind of nice. Yeah,
brilliant stuff. Yeah, good fun.
That's a great song. I like that one.
So what's coming up next?
Oh my god. The next song I'm so excited about. It is like an 80s pop dance kind of style song. It goes, like it or not, this is how I look naked. And it's all about body acceptance, but not I'm a little tired of body acceptance songs that are like, accept me because I'm a certain look, accept me because I'm proud of the way I am and like I'm sexy and stuff. This is meant to be just like straightforward, like, hey, guess what? If this is bad or good, I don't care. I'm a nihilist. Nihilist? This is how I look naked. And I'm very excited for that song. That's releasing in 5 weeks. So that'll be a fun one.
Wow.
That's cool.
So you have release strategies for your songs. Do you do videos for your songs as well? Because apparently most people listen on YouTube.
Yeah, I know. It's
a visual
crazy.
medium.
I did try to make one janky homemade music video for my song Beautiful Big Blue, which is my banjo EDM song. It's very fun. And my family and friends all just filmed themselves dancing and sent that in. So that was cheap and cost $0 and gave me a total headache on iMovie trying to edit it. So this time around, I made a tiny video teaser. It's like 15 seconds long. We went in and filmed it proper in a studio with like this ridiculous flower costume dancing room. So that is an official like clip of a music video. And I think it's a good approach for noobs. Like you just film a tiny video you can use as an ad. And then it also gives you a connection to a videographer and like comfort with your costume and performing. So I may make a full length video based on that concept.
Oh. And you said banjo EDM? Isn't that a really overworked genre?
Yeah, I know, it's so saturated. Yeah.
No, I think I saw that video. It was pretty cute. It was pretty clear. It's just like your friends and family.
Yeah, it's extremely clear.
Yeah, very like, very adorable. Do you find it a challenge to like always be so positive?
Yeah, but I'm not a very positive person. I'm not too obsessed about being positive. I'm more obsessed about
like
being
you say, you're
honest.
curating the playlist that way, but you know what I mean. But
yeah,
obviously, it's not everything you're writing and everything you're thinking necessarily, but you know.
Yeah, maybe because I don't really need. Here's the thing: I don't need my stuff to be happy per se. I just want it to be socially constructive. So if there's or socially healing. So if there's a piece like I may like Fight for You isn't really a happy song, but I'm making it anyway. And I have some softer, sadder stuff that covers pretty heavy topics, which I think is still healing in a way, to dive into that area of emotion. I just want to make sure I'm not doing I'm just not really into the like flaunting wealth or like status or like I'm better than you or like you didn't deserve me because I'm a better girl and you'll never get me back kind of like angry songs.
No
Stuff. I just don't want to do any of that. But I'm cool with doing like sad as long as it's healing.
Healing sad. Okay, yeah. I think maybe healing is a better thing than positive all the time.
Yeah. Because I do have a good stash. It's easy to write sad songs.
Well, yeah, that's why I said it's a challenge because you're right, it is easier to write sad songs.
It is actually, you know,
it's quite easy. Yes. And my next couple after these are on the slower side. I've got some slow down songs. So
are you going to be releasing like an album as?
Nah.
Collection or just singles or?
I'm just going to stick with singles. I don't know if I'm really thematically focused enough for an album at this point. Maybe I'll like repackage stuff as an album later, but yeah, my stuff comes all over the place.
All right. Cool.
Oh my goodness. That's our extra thing. We're out of time already. Thank you very much, Sara, for being part of our show tonight. It was great to talk to you. Yeah,
it was awesome to talk to you all. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
Oh, it's wonderful. And I hope your next single is wildly successful too. But I'm afraid for tonight, that's all the time we have on Song Talk Radio. So thank you all our listeners for joining us. And please send us your impressions on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram to @SongTalkRadio or send us an old-fashioned email to feedback@songtalk.ca. And be sure to check out our YouTube channel for live performance videos and us in boxes and previous episodes of the song. That would be at songtalk.ca. You can subscribe to this Song Talk Radio podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher.com, Spotify, or Podcast Addict, and probably others. And don't forget, you can also sign up for our free newsletter at songtalk.ca. And you can also, at that very same website, find links to all the products, books, and web services that we mention on our show. Please join us at our next Song Talk meetup at the end of the month. It'll be free to join on meetup.com and free to attend, and get lots of good feedback on your own music. And don't forget, we have the Song Talk Challenge, so please check that out on our website, songtalk.ca, and do enter that, because we want to hear what you got going on. And you can find even more of us. But first, Sarah, where's your favorite social media site? Where do you want people to find you?
Probably TikTok, to be honest.
Yeah?
I'm a new age girl.
TikTok handle. How do they track you down?
Sarah with an H, Sara Jane Tolle, Tolle.
Very good. And Phil, what's your TikTok handle?
You're on TikTok?
Well, no.
Okay.
Not yet. Neil, where can we find you?
neilmodi.com, and I've played tic-tac-toe. Does that count?
Yeah, we've got videos of that, so that's exciting as well.
Video of me doing tic-tac-toe.
And I prefer just to be found on Instagram at CrowdFit420 for pretty pictures, that's all. So please, everyone, stop by the website at songtalk.ca to browse past shows, find out how you can be a guest, and just keep on writing. Do your very best. Good night.
So long, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Cutscene.
We are over.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Great show.
Yeah, good
Thank you
fun.
so much. That sounds lovely. Your contest and your songwriting group. Very cool stuff you have going on.
Yeah. Yeah, you should definitely come out to the meetups and stuff. And
Check out the meetup or submit a song. See if you can work from a title first.
It's Why Do You Cry?
Why
Do you cry? Yeah, we took submissions and people sent us in title suggestions, and that seemed to be the most fruitful. At least there's a lot of things that rhyme with it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
Why do you orange was useless.
Yeah, mine didn't work. Yeah. Actually, you come to think of it, my chorus that ends with "Why do you cry" is an A rhyme scheme.
There's so many choices.
Yes.
Yeah, it works for
On and on.
Sting. Why
Get
not?
them all in.
Have people put up their songs on the website?
No, not yet.
Not on the website
get them,
yet. No,
we get
I've
them by
heard a
email.
couple
Then we'll
from
do
people.
podcast episodes where we showcase them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, we'll be the first. We'll do ours first, and then we'll do a couple of shows with our listeners' contributions.
Oh, sweet. That'd be cool to hear.
Yeah, I think that was the case last year. We got most of our submissions from our listeners after we did our episode on our answers.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, probably.
They really
I
have to
can
be
do
paying
better than
attention.
that.
Yeah, it's like, what are these guys? It sucks. I can do that.
Thanks.
Good stuff.
All right.
It's wonderful to see you all. Meet you all.
Yeah, very nice to meet
Good
you.
to meet you. Hope
too.
you'll be on the show again sometime.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It's nice to do a pan-Canadian episode too.
Yeah,
East
true.
to west.
literally coast to coast.
Maybe we can get a
Yeah.
Canada Council grant or something because of that.
Yeah, we'd need someone from Iqaluit or something, just so we got sea to sea to sea.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true. Okay, we'll get on top.
Then the grants just pour in.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Awesome.
All right.
All right, then.
All right. Well,
Okay. Take care, Sarah, and say
thank
hi
you,
to
Sarah.
Vancouver
Take
for
care.
us.
Yeah.
Yes, will do. Have a great evening, everybody.
Take
You
care.
too. Bye-bye.
Good night.